So what is a high value man? One of you asked, since it is the perfect moment, I will share with you my 8 levels of a high value man. You don't want to miss this one, because climbing these levels literally means anything that you desire will come your way. And I stand 100% behind these words. What's up, man? Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you again. I'm really glad you're here. This is a special one, man. It is something I put a lot of thought in. And since you're a man that has that fire and is interested in the masculine journey, you could see this almost as a blueprint or a step-by-step guide, creating the man that is inside you, that you could become, as well as naturally attracting all the physical things that are a part of that. And so let's not waste any more time and let's jump into it. So what is a high value man? I could make this video a 1-minute video. I could tell you right now, high value man is a man who's financially free, is in a position of choice with women, has a high status, is charming and physically capable. Those are the things. If I see you, if I meet you, this is the outer layer that makes me think you're a high value man, right? If I get to know you, I actually see there isn't a lot of depth and character to you. It was always just a stride for the money, the women, the cars, have a bunch of muscle and learn some social tricks in order to be perceived as attractive. Your value is actually a facade. There isn't really a lot going on under there. So high value men in your network will be able to tell. High value women will feel you are attractive, but once they get to know you, you're unable to keep them because there is no work done in the inner reality. It was always a focus on the outer layer. So, as you guys know me by now, I am not a YouTuber, I am a coach who does YouTube. So I'm gonna answer this question in a way that will actually change your inner reality and as a natural result will change your outer reality. I would challenge you, as you master these 8 levels that I will share with you, try to not become financially free. Try to not have a position of choice with women. Try to not have a high status or be charming. It is impossible. These are natural results of the 8 levels that I will describe to you now. The 8 levels that are about your inner reality as a man. True value of character that builds and naturally attracts outer layer that 99% of men are so focused on. So, the 8 levels to a high value man. They are increasingly important. They are all game changers, but increasingly so. The higher you go, the more important these levels and these steps are. And I also will make sure to attach these levels to what that means for the outer layer, right? So finance, money, women. Here we go. Level 1, the high value man. In my world, and I 100% stand behind it, you become a high value man once you've done this. You have a crystal clear direction, which is built on a purpose that is about adding value to the world. Getting rich is not a purpose. Building a status and sleeping with a bunch of women is not a purpose. A purpose must be bigger than you. It must be about other people. The reason you are here must be to create value in this world, to build something that is meaningful. Once you have a sense about your purpose, you are taking action and you're taking responsibility, because no longer are you honoring something that is about you. You are honoring something that is bigger than yourself. And the moment you have realized this as a man, in my world, you are 100% a high value man. You know exactly who you are, what to do, why you're doing it, and how you're gonna get there. And you're taking these steps fearlessly and with responsibility. That's a high value man. It all begins here. Once you've taken this step, you're in. And from this point on, you will start snowballing into the rest of your development. The 5%. Your word is your bond. This means if you say something to yourself, if you plan something for yourself, you must do it. You will do it. If you speak something out into the universe, whether it is to yourself or to other people, you will do it. And you will do it with 100% of your dedication. Building a self-reputation that when you say you're gonna get something, do something, or execute on anything, or decide on something, that you will. You will build a relationship with yourself that is so trustworthy and consistent that you will come through and get it done every single time. And this is also about other people. Other people can rely on you. They know that when you say something, you're gonna get it done. You are consistent with yourself and reliable for others. This means that you now have your direction and you know exactly what to do and you have a purpose that supports it. But it also means that you are failing fast and failing forward. Failing fast and failing forward means taking consistent action. It means you don't give a fuck about failing. You give a fuck about action. But as you fail, you see, okay, I could adjust this, and you move forward. This works like magic. Level 3, the 1%. You have stopped playing the game of hierarchy. This means that you no longer give a shit about your standing in the world in relationship to others. You don't care anymore about having to prove yourself or what others might be thinking or what others are doing. You don't give a fuck that some other business is growing faster or slower. You don't give a fuck that some other guy might be more attractive or less attractive. You don't give a fuck that when you post that video on TikTok for your business, what your friends and family will think about it. You have simply detached yourself completely from that whole ego game, from that whole what is my place and standing in relationship to others. You are now only valuing your actions, right? Your actions are more important than the outcomes, right? You don't give a fuck about winning or losing anymore. You are only concerned with the question, did I take enough action today? You are in the 1%. Why? Because you are now quite unstoppable on the level of pursuing your purpose, right? With your word, that is your bond, and no longer being stopped by all this noise in the external world that everybody gives a shit about. It means you're quite unstoppable. And so at this point, undoubtedly, you have built your finances up. Whether you are at this point financially free, which is very likely if you actually have mastered these levels. At the very least, you are financially independent with that thing that you love doing. And for that fucking reason, you are in the 1%. Level 4, the warrior. You are choosing kindness over aggression, given that you have the choice. You need to be physically strong and able to defend yourself. You need to have visited the darker edge of your masculinity. In order for you to choose kindness over that darker side, over that ability of violence, if you do not, then your kindness isn't a virtue. Your kindness is the only thing you have. You only rely on your kindness to survive. And so you must be able to fight. You must be able to defend yourself and others. You must have visited the darker edge of your masculinity. You must be comfortable with this part of yourself. You must be able to be violent in order for you to choose not to be. This truly is one of the most beautiful levels to pass, as it affects every single word you say and everything you do. Every situation you are in, you know that you are capable of defending yourself. It brings a certain peace to you, detachment from conflict and chaos. It is truly a beautiful thing, and especially as you have harnessed this ability for violence, that you now choose to be kind, respectful, and loving. Everyone can feel this. At this level, you have now also mastered the physical capability of the outer layer. Level 5, the lover. This level is about authentic social dynamics, mastering seduction, mastering social skills, emotional intelligence, and power dynamics. I will not go into this one too deep, as I already made a few videos and I'm going to make new ones, so subscribe to the channel if you're interested in that one. It simply means that you have mastered the social awareness and the social skills in your dynamic with other men and in your dynamic with other women. The reason I say authentic social dynamics, because we're not talking about some tricks and hacks to use, dark psychology or manipulation things. We are talking about your authentic self and becoming masterful at expressing that in a charming way. Every man has a natural attractive side to them, and it's about honoring that. At this point on level 5, as the lover, to a degree you will already have a position of choice with women. You will be well connected and have created a social status, and simply you will have a very charming way about you. Level 6, the hero. Listen guys, at this point we're getting into the more advanced levels. The intention here is not for you to get to this point in a few months. We're talking about getting to the absolute top of your masculinity, to the absolute highest level of your being as a man. So at this point, the whole outer layer is already manifesting itself, right? As I mentioned it, right? Your finances, relationship with women, social status, physical capability, these things are all at a substantial level, if not already very high. From this point forward, we are really getting into the master levels of masculinity, and it's not easy. The hero lives with an open heart, even if it hurts. Let me explain. As you go through life, as it often will throw even traumatic or painful or just tough emotions and situations at you, it means that you will be able to go through that with an open heart. This is truly one of the deepest, most beautiful masculine traits you can have. It means that you can be with your woman as she is expressing a emotional storm, that your ego feels offended, right? Not good enough, is it my fault? That you are able to sit there with that pain, with that ego that is lighting up, and to just look at her and love her. It means dealing with a loss in your business, saying, okay, this happened. I will keep my heart open and see what I must do next. It means losing someone and being able to say, I had a beautiful time with them on this planet. To be cheated on and say, what can I do better? To go through a breakup and say, I had a beautiful relationship, but it is time to move on. It is such a profound thing. And if you can live like this with an open heart, even when it hurts, you are truly differentiating yourself on one of the highest spheres. And the people, the men and women and prosperity that you will attract because of this heroic character trait are absolutely profound. At this level, you will truly be an absolute gift for anyone to encounter you. Level 7, the father. And I don't mean having children. What I mean is becoming your own father. As you go through life, you are constantly triggered. Insecurities, self-doubts, maybe even resentfulness or shame or guilt towards yourself, right? Feeling like you're not good enough. We all, as men, walk around with these insecurities, self-doubts, and tough emotions that are constantly triggered. And on level 7, you understand that all this resistance and fear is the little version of you. It is the little boy, right? The 5-year-old version of you that still lives inside you, man. I still have this little guy. You still bring this little guy everywhere you go. And so on level 7, you become your own father, and you say, as you have that presentation, as you get on the stage, and as your hands are shaking because this little boy is telling you, let's go home. Let's not do this. I don't want to do this. I'm scared. That you look at this little boy and you say, it's all right. I am here with you. I will show you it is fine. I'll show you you can do this. To take that little boy by the hand and go through those insecurities, fear, or that limiting belief of I am not good enough. Becoming your own father, and this is why it's level 7, means you are now completely able to deal with anything that is in the external world. Anything that might come at you, and I mean virtually anything, you can now handle because you have fathered that little boy and you have a very healthy relationship with that little boy. You now being the father instead of the little boy. This means you can be completely calm in the chaos and completely secure in yourself. This might be the most masculine trait that you can develop. Level 8, the role model. Eventually what I strive to become authentically. The role model, the highest level within the pyramid, means that you live by this sentence. I lean into fear and I step out of ego. I lean into fear, I step out of ego. I lean into fear and I step out of ego. This has become a part of you. You see fear as a green light and you see ego as a red light. When you're about to do something, fear comes up and you snap into it, right? This is something that you will manage maybe 1 or 2 times, but can you do it every single time? You walk down the street and you want to approach this woman. As she looks at you, snap, go into it. You feel the fear come up, aha, so we're doing it. It means understanding that the fear would not be there if it wasn't the right decision for you. Fear is only there as something to create resistance from you becoming what you can be. Your resistance wants to be comfortable and safe and wants nothing to change about you or in your life. So once fear comes up, you know that you must do it. And so the highest level means that you trained yourself to make snap decisions into the fear. No discussion, no thinking, oh, maybe this fear is different. No, every single fear is a green light and you go into it. You lean into it. Snap decisions. On the other side, right, and that's why we're eventually arriving at the absolute balance within your masculinity, is ego. Anything that involves your ego means a red light. It means step back. It means zoom out. It means observe for a second. Don't act. Let's say someone makes a joke about you. You're in a group of people and it's about one of these insecurities, right? One of these doubts that you have about yourself, and it hits just on the wrong spot. Your ego goes off, so that means a red light. If you would act in this moment, you are always overextending. You're always overreacting, giving away your power, looking like an idiot. In any situation where your ego goes off, it simply means that triggered an insecurity or self-doubt that is about you. So if you react accordingly, then you are overextending, you are overreacting. So can you as a man make snap decisions into fear, constantly executing, not thinking about it for a day, not thinking about it for 10 seconds, making snap decisions into that fear? Simply believing that any fear is a green light. And it is. And while you're doing that, have you built the awareness to feel when your ego is going off, to know when that red light is there, that you have to zoom out, take a step back, evaluate your decisions? Oh, this person seems to be offended by something I said. Now he or she is biting back. Do I really want to follow my ego here and start the discussion? Do I have the urge to start raising my voice right now? Is that ego? Do I really need to do that in order to get my point across? It is understanding your ego and being able to completely detach from it. The highest level in this pyramid is a man who makes snap decisions into fear and out of ego. A man that has achieved absolute balance with himself. If you reach this point, given that you have mastered every previous level in the pyramid, then I will put my hand in the fire and say that you are to some degree a masculine role model in your community or direct environment. There is no other way. If you have truly mastered this, and I don't mean doing it for a week and saying, oh, I did it. No, is it a part of yourself, right? Make the level a part of yourself and then you move to the next level. As you've done this through these 8 levels, if you get to level 8, you will be a masculine role model in this world. You will simply be among the greatest, but also while being a good man. To me personally, this is what I'm striving for. And in the masculine direction, this is what other men are also striving for. And so if you've stuck around until here, I do hope that this video managed to inspire you. It's to create or enforce some direction into your life. My only purpose with this video is to help you on your masculine journey. If you want to execute that by yourself, amazing, go for it. I hope you keep watching the videos and I hope you will get everything that you want. But if you want to do that together with me and the guys inside the masculine direction, then I just want you to know that there's currently 2 spots open. If this sounds interesting to you, you can book a video call with me personally and I will see you right there. And for now, that's it, man. See you in the next one.